Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, I got a shocker the other day. My Mac was down for the count. I had to edit a video on my PC, and quality actually is identical, which that's a first. However, I've Cinebench tested my Asus Tuf F17 before on YouTube, and performance mode, they called it something else back then on the old Armory Crate software because the top is turbo. Now they call it performance to turbo, right? Anyways, the only thing that's changed since then is, well, just a ton of Windows 11 updates and a whack load of NVIDIA updates. And they have a new NVIDIA program now for our NVIDIA cards. And I have a 4 gig NVIDIA graphics card. It's a 3050 4 gig. And so, but now we get, our drivers. We have studio drivers, and we've got the gaming drivers, etc. And I guess it picks and chooses depending on what you're doing. But anyways, we also have access to other things we didn't have before, that sort of thing. It's quite the nice program. Anyway, so I thought, I looked back at my channel, and it's like, what were my old scores on Cinebench? And it's still the same R23 version. And so my original scores were actually, multi-core was 10,326, and my single core is 1436. Now, the big shocker here is, last time I did video editing, it took a while for this thing to bring in basically the same footage in 1080p, okay, before it would put it into Movie Maker before I could even do anything with it. And either way, it ended up that my computer was literally between 11 and 13 minutes behind my Mac doing the exact same video, okay? Difference being the Mac, of course, is the same Mac Mini. It's never been changed since. And I use iMovie on the Mac Mini, which is, I'd say, a lot more powerful than Movie Maker. Definitely. Movie Maker still works under Windows 11, by the way. So if you do have the last non-internet install version, because you can't do it anymore via the internet, then you're okay, and it works under Windows 11. So anyways, and I have it, so I like it. It works. But I thought I would redo the test, because I was in and out, like by the time I got the file onto the computer, right? Because iPads don't airdrop to PCs. So by the time I got the file on the computer, I fire up the program, dump it in, do my editing, which is simple snip, snip, add, and export. I was less than 5 minutes for everything. Last time, oh yeah, that was long, right? And I'm really quick on the Mac too, right? Like the Mac is usually around 3 minutes, right? Total export time. So we're talking about in and out. We're talking about the same time frame, and the quality is the same quality too. Whatever has gone on with Windows 11 and NVIDIA drivers seems to have done some unlocking on my computer that has totally changed our scores now. We had the old score of 10,326 for multi-core on this computer, okay? That was our original score, and same mode, right, for gigahertz level. Now, it still knows that it's a 8-core, 16-thread, 2.31 gigahertz chip. It still thinks I'm in Windows 10 64-bit, even though I'm running Windows 11. But regardless of that fact, we now have a new multi-core score. So from 10,326, we are now at 10,911. That is a huge, huge difference, okay? Single core, old score was 1436. Nothing to really write home about. 1474 is our new score, okay? So I think I got a calculator here somewhere in my computer. There it is. So if we take the new score, so 1474, and we minus out 1436, So we have a gain of 38 points there for single core. That is damn impressive considering it's the same computer. Everything's the same on this computer, right? And it's like, okay, got me on that one. Let's check our other one. So we got our new score of 10,911 minus 10,326. That's a jump of 585 points. That is incredible. Okay, I'm kind of dumbfounded. Okay, now what started to really trigger me was, you know, even with Cyberpunk, right? I love playing Cyberpunk. My FPS has been slightly higher in Cyberpunk since the last set of updates for like major overhauls with 11 and these new NVIDIA drivers. I've noticed a few extra frames per second, even at medium graphics 1080p, but I didn't really pay it any mind. You know, I just figured, yeah, you know, I mean, I don't always remember, right? So, but yeah, it is kind of tweaking me now. And it's like, but that video editing project the other day, that's what really got me curious to what the hell is going on with my computer. Like, I haven't changed it. It's the same everything, you know, even under the hood. So what the heck's changed here? And we have all these improvements. So you might want to recheck your computer Cinebench scores just to see what's going on, because if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, especially a DirectX 12 compatible one like the one I have, actually I'll bring up my Armory crate and we'll get rid of that now. So I've got the RTX 3050, the regular one, GDDR6 RAM in it, 4 gigs, and so that's the GeForce. So that's my video card. I've got 64 gigs of memory in this thing, and of course a 2 terabyte drive. I mean, and we're in the performance mode, which used to be called balanced, okay? And then they would have turbo. So I haven't changed that. Now I haven't done the turbo test. Now I do know that I also did a turbo test last time too, and the turbo did improve, okay? It actually did improve the score by being in turbo retesting, but this is just in the same mode where we got the lower numbers, and it's like, that's pretty impressive. And I don't use the turbo in games generally, and of course I don't normally even do video editing on my PC because, well, I've never really cared for video editing on PCs as it is. And music is definitely out of the question too, except I've now found a new music program, although it's not like GarageBand. It's pretty neat. But I prefer the Mac for video editing for music because that's my thing. But for gaming, I'm a PC head, right? All the way, man, hardcore. Although I do have games on the Mac, but we get more on PC. I don't know what it is that's unlocked this thing all of a sudden, but this computer is running far better now than when I bought it in October 2022. That's a big score difference, you know, from that time, you know, when we did that testing. And all that's changed is a new NVIDIA program because they killed off the other one. We've got studio and graphics drivers that, you know, I mean, everything keeps getting updated. And then, of course, all these Windows 11 updates, and there's been some biggies. Now, of course, Windows is chewing about 10 gigs of RAM, so that's a big RAM suckage compared to what it used to be. And we got Windows 12 due this year at some point. And from what I hear on the internet, the RAM requirements for Windows 12 is going to be around 16 gigabytes. So good thing I stuck in RAM ahead of time, because damn, you know. So can you imagine buying a computer nowadays with 16 gigs in it for Windows, and Windows 12 comes out? You're not going to have any RAM for anything. So yeah, you're going to need a serious RAM upgrade really quick. But I just thought I'd share these results with you guys, because I don't know if any of you have noticed that your computer seems to be performing a bit better than normal. And the fact that this thing is pretty much on par now with my Mac Mini, that's also incredible. And my Mac Mini's only got 16 gigs of RAM in it, but the OS only uses like 7. And you know, for the new Sequoia, and and I've only got an 8-core CPU in my Mini, which is split in half, 4 performance, 4 efficiency. This is all 8 cores of performance. Mind you, my performance cores are 1 speed. They're 3.2 gigahertz, and that's it, and 3 gigahertz on the efficiencies. And of course, my GPU is an 8-core GPU, which is nothing to write home about compared to, you know, even my 4 gig NVIDIA card. And it's like, I just cannot believe the difference. I mean, that's nuts that it's that much of a jump, especially in the multi-core. The multi-core is the more serious jump, and that's incredible. So anyways, check your systems out. You know, make sure everything's up to date first, though, with your Windows 11 and your NVIDIA drivers, and or whatever card you do have, and just see what the score differences are, you know, if anything. And let me know in the comments below what you find out. Yeah, that's impressive. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.